Let's get scratching.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Get a Life podcast here at One Up Games. I'm Nick, this is
Tim.
And today we're talking about the Nintendo. That was fucked
kinda...
up. The Switch, and especially The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Tim and I have now both been playing the game for a couple days. You've been playing it probably like twice as much as me, which I have to catch up. So I'm staying up. If I'm wearing the hat, which I got my Zelda hat on, Zelda shirt. I actually had a chance to go home. Tim didn't know we were filming tonight. It kind of just sprung it on him. And we're going to try to make these kind of quick because we want to go play Zelda. But if you have not seen it, and I'm sure you have because you're on YouTube, and there's already like a million Switch videos, everybody doing every tutorial for every dungeon and stuff like that.
Probably.
Which I think really cheapens the experience of a Zelda game.
I don't know why you'd want to watch it.
You've got 7 years to play this game because that's how long it's going to take until you see another console Zelda game. So don't try to rush through it. But you go first, man. What do you think right now for people who have not played it? And
Zelda or the Switch?
Let's just stick today is going to be strictly our man Link. Right
okay,
here. So
Zelda.
Let's go Breath of the Wild. First impressions.
It's great, man. Like I have to reserve judgment until I finish it, but it's probably the best Zelda that they've made.
Wow.
Don't you think?
Already?
Yeah.
You're already thinking that.
Dude, like, yeah.
Okay.
You'll just be running along and you'll just get hit with this sensation of, wow, this is so great.
So what makes it so great though?
It's just everything about it. I mean, it's Zelda, but it's going back to old school, like Link to the Past, an original Zelda where there's no Navi going, hey,
listen.
If the game thinks you're lost, if you're taking too long to get to an objective, hey,
right.
It's just like you wake up, you
remember you're supposed to go to this.
Yeah,
that's
you
right.
wake up, you leave the cave, and you just go, dude. I love that about the game.
That was frustrating in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. It kind of like I didn't care about it back then, but when I replay Ocarina of Time now, it bugs the crap out of me with having Navi in there. I've only played one of the dungeons. I don't think you've played a dungeon.
I have not played a dungeon yet. Okay. I'm just exploring.
Honestly, the dungeon part was kind of the most disappointing part of the game for me so far because
really?
I was under the impression these dungeons were massive and they were going to take like
which dungeon
5 hours to do. I did the elephant, the water one. And I think I beat it in a couple hours, maybe. But I was playing with my wife, and she did help me with a couple of the puzzles that I otherwise might not have seen. So maybe it would have taken me a little longer without her. I think it's great. Of course, we both agree the weapons break too often.
Way too often.
Your stamina really sucks.
Right.
But otherwise, I love it, man.
I agree with everything you're saying. I think it's the greatest Zelda ever made. It has potential. Right. I have not done a dungeon. I haven't even done a lot of the main story because this is an open world Zelda game. So I'm trying to do everything outside of the main campaign.
That's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Which I don't want to rush through this game. I don't want to watch people's reviews on it and stuff like that too in depth. That's why I'm not going to give away like any spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it yet. But Hyrule is enormous.
It's big.
It's so big. Like it's gigantic. And the amount of things that you can do within it. Like I haven't gotten to like a lot of side quests. Like with like a Skyrim. Man, you could go into a town and you would have 40 side missions you could do.
It's not like Skyrim in that way where
which I'm happy.
Yeah, it's
if they had a couple little things like if you go into a town, and I'm sure they do.
Yeah, they do.
Like there's things like you'll go to a stable and they'll like kind of show you a little bit about go catch a horse, bring it back, register it, and then if you're in this area, you can press a button and make your horse appear. That's cool. Now, there are some things that I love that it's more realistic, and people are going to say the graphics. Yes, it's cel-shaded graphics. It's making me wish that I played Skyward Sword. And I've seen a lot of gameplay of Skyward Sword, but now that I'm playing Breath of the Wild, and people are saying it looks a lot like Skyward Sword, it looks a lot like Wind Waker, makes me want to go and play Skyward Sword. and it's only because I didn't want to do this that I've said it before.
Yeah.
This game, man, it's really fun. I love how you just wake up and you just no hand holding. Just here you go. Mm-hmm. Enjoy the world, and you can go to whatever dungeon you want to go to. You can do these things called shrines. I've heard that there's 120 shrines.
Okay.
120 of them. And basically, you have to go to these shrines, which are like small little mini dungeons. And all I've heard that there is only 4 main dungeons in the game. Now, I don't know.
Maybe plus Ganon's castle? Maybe 5?
The thing that we're forgetting here is that this game is really, really long, and I'm sure people already know, but again, we're not looking at any spoiler videos, so we have no idea. Mm-hmm. And if people come into our store and they're talking about it, we're just like, la, 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 don't give anything away. Or
yeah,
get the fuck
seriously.
Out. We're forgetting Dark World. Is that going to make an appearance? And if so, are we talking 4 more dungeons? Because... why not, man? That's how we've basically seen Zelda games, at least the ones that are awesome, like that we really, really remember, setting the bar like A Link to the Past and Empire Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, the Zelda games generally have 8 dungeons, I think.
8 dungeons.
I don't know,
Are
man.
they just doing 4 big ones and then saying, since we gave you 120 little mini shrines, hey, there you go. You know,
probably.
Like, we gave you a lot of little shit.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you'll fight in those, and sometimes you'll just do a puzzle.
You'll solve a couple puzzles.
I finally, dude, doing that one when you had to move the controller with the ball.
Oh, yeah. Tough.
I had no idea that you were supposed to launch it over to the other side, and then you had to do the thing like make it roll down and then launch it. The first one I did, that fucker flew so high in the air.
I did that a couple times,
just
too.
Launched it, and my daughter was watching me play it, and she was just cracking up. While she was doing her homework.
My kids were watching me play that part too.
She gets so mad when I kill foxes. I'm like, what did the fox say? And then I
can't kill foxes in front of my daughter. She's like, don't kill the fox, so I don't kill the foxes when she's around. But otherwise, man, I just...
Iron Fist, man. Brutal truth.
I kill those things. But yeah, I don't think there's going to be more than the 4 dungeons plus maybe the final castle.
You got to see, like...
I've been playing the game probably for about 20 hours, and I've done 1 dungeon, and I've done maybe 20 of the shrines.
Okay.
So
I've been playing for about 6 or 7 hours.
Yeah, I mean it's a huge game.
Right.
So I wouldn't really complain if there were only the 4 dungeons.
How many hours do you think you're going to drop on this thing? If we had to do like a pool.
60,
I
70.
put 80 into Skyrim when I was right at the very end of the game. I had my final mission that I knew I had to do the main mission. But there's still
you took a break.
Tons of side quests, and I just didn't want it to end.
I did the same thing in Mass Effect 2. I was like, you can go to the final mission or go do all the other. I did everything.
So I'm playing the game with the actual...
in handheld mode,
and I'm also playing it with the Joy-Con controller that comes with the console. You're doing the Switch Pro controller.
Pretty much exclusively. Well, yeah, exclusively the Pro controller.
And there's been a lot of debate of like which one's the best. I think that you just got to kind of figure that out on your own because I actually kind of prefer playing it on the handheld. And I'll tell you why is because this thing, even though it's right in front of you, seriously projects surround sound. It's insane. If I'm running forward and I see birds that are like I know I'm running past them and you can hear them fly, like it projects the sound from like down below in the corner. And then if like I hear like a moblin over here go like with the question mark and like you hear it like up here and seriously it's really cool. It's not just coming out of one sound part. I feel like this thing is just like projecting sound beautifully. I could be wrong. But
that's what's known as stereo sound.
Stereo sound is blowing my mind.
It's been around since Super Nintendo days.
You got to remember, man, when I go and I watch my movies at home, I'm like, damn, dude, when are they going to put The Dark Knight on VHS tape?
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a VHS guy. I watch a lot of my movies on VHS and now Laserdisc. So, no, I'm really liking it on the handheld, and it's really cool that we can bring it into the store.
I probably should have played more on the handheld before I played with the Pro Controller. I mean, it's just like, I feel like I've spoiled myself for the Pro Controller.
The first time I played it, you had your Switch here, and I was playing it with the Pro Controller.
Oh, that's right, you did, yeah.
And now that I'm playing it on this and I'm playing it on the Joy-Con controller as well, it feels all the same. It feels good. Like
Really?
There's no, oh, this is kind of off, and the buttons are there. The Joy-Con one is kind of square and it's kind of close together, and you kind of feel like you're about to do like Rock'em Sock'em Robots with your hand because your hands are so close. But it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, I could see myself playing probably a lot of the games with the handheld. Just Zelda, I don't like the positioning of that right analog stick, and I don't like the tiny face buttons.
Right.
It's just, for me,
Oh, I've definitely missed X and hit the plus button many a times, especially in battle.
Yeah.
And really quick, I just wanted to show people I'll maybe do like a close-up later on, but I have my Link toy and I have my Ganon toy, and I did not find these like at a garage sale. I've had these since I was a kid, and they're great, and they're in the store every single day on display. But I just wanted to say that.
Speaking of Ganon, what do you expect he's going to look like?
Okay, so in the game, I mean, a spoiler, but I mean, whatever. His name, they refer him as Calamity Ganon, and he is just like this serpent, dragon, cloud thing circling around Hyrule, and that's really the only
But he's got the
glimpse.
pig face.
He's got the pig face. So will we actually see like the King of the Thieves, Robin Hood?
I don't think so.
Ganondorf? Are we going to see the man form? And if we do, it would be satisfying enough. It's just in a flashback. Like when you finally meet Zelda and she starts talking about her story and she's like walking up, and back then he looks like this.
Right,
and
because
then he
worked for the king at some point.
Yeah, and then he transforms into the big huge pig thing, and then like she fights him and loses or wins. I don't know. I'm still kind of foggy on the whole story, and I haven't done any of the memory things with Link in the game. And the reason why I didn't take a picture is because I haven't even unlocked the camera yet.
Oh, you don't have the camera.
I just met Impa, dude. Like,
yeah, you kind of ventured off.
You're supposed to like start the game, I guess, and then go straight to Kakariko Village. And I was just like, fuck that, nope, bye bye.
Yeah, as soon as you get out of the Great Plateau, you're supposed to go see her, right?
I got so close to Death Mountain. Like, I was trying to go north, man. I had the ring, I had Samwise with me, and we're taking that shit to Mordor. And that's what it looks like. It reminds me of, like, was that called in?
Mount Doom.
Mount Doom? Yeah. It reminds me of Mount Doom. It's just constantly erupting. Where the hell is all that lava going? But, yeah, dude, the monsters are even kind of remotely close are just outrageously difficult. Oh, tell them about that freaking dragon, too.
The dragon. I don't know, dude. I haven't been to the dragon. I just saw it in the distance. And
I saw it in the distance, too, and it scared the shit out of me, and I ran away. And what's with the thing over to the west? It looks like a floating city.
That's one of the Guardians or whatever.
Oh, is that the bird
the big
one?
bird one.
Oh, I thought it was Skyward Sword.
What do you mean, Skyloft?
Yeah,
the town in Skyward
Sword.
Sword.
Yeah, I think that would have been cool. You know, like because basically the story is really confusing to me as far as like the timeline to Zelda is a little kind of messed up anyway to figure it out, but. Link died, like, basically. And he's been in a slumber thing because Zelda had a wish. Her last wish was to restore Link by him going into this slumber, and then he wakes up 100 years later. Nobody ages, I guess, in Hyrule. And if they do, it's very slow.
Well, he didn't age, I
They'll
guess,
have Logan
because he
abilities.
was in
the
pool.
He was in the pool.
I don't know why Zelda didn't age.
The Lazarus Pit.
The Lazarus Pit, yeah. But the king aged, right?
King looks like Santa Claus, by the way.
Her Impa aged because when you talk to her, she's an old lady.
Impa
and she's like, "Oh, you haven't aged today."
She's
a weird looking.
Remember what
old lady.
she looked like in Ocarina of Time? She was freaking ripped and tall.
Oh yeah.
And now she's like 2.5 feet high, and she looks like she should be with the California Raisins. Yeah. Now to the grapevine. Yeah. But so I really can't say if it's my favorite Zelda game yet. I am enjoying it immensely, but
it's great. I mean,
we'll see.
I have a hard time saying it's the best Zelda game, but it's like you just
have a feeling.
Look at the game and it has to be the best Zelda, right? Because there's not a whole lot of negatives to it, and it's this massive game. Like, nostalgia for Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time is one thing, but they're not as just all around as good as this game, I don't think.